is up, ladies and gentlemen out there on the interwebs? Baldie back here with another video log, and I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes, which is going to be a huge breakthrough for me because they're normally 30 minutes. So let's get into it. So this week the big thing is the WT Major. On Monday that just passed, I casted that with Zeph. For those of you unaware, I run a tournament every week in the SCA region called the WT Weekly, and this year in 2013, every fifth week is a major tournament where it's about 10 times as much money on the line, and we're featured on Team Liquid and we open it up internationally and everything like that. So overall went really well. The players really enjoyed themselves. Admins were great. Rogue and Flamga, massive shout outs to you, ran really smoothly. And the only real issue came with streaming. We streamed onto the BaseTradeTV owned account, and I'm not sure, it's probably on my end in terms of my settings, I'm not quite sure, but either way, long story short, there was a lot of frames being dropped, the audio quality was down, the frame rate was down, and we eventually switched over to my personal account on Twitch, and the chat told me that it was a lot better quality sound, the frames weren't dropping, and the frame rate was a lot better. So I'm not sure. That's the only real unfortunate thing that came out of that. If you want to know the results, we had Slayer's Arthur. Excuse me, burping everywhere. Slayer's Arthur. Now he was on Slayer's. Slayer's obviously disbanded, so he's currently teamless, but he was on Slayer's. So Arthur, who's a Protoss player from Korea, took out first place, $100. He took out Pig 2-0. Pig took home second place with $55. And in the third place draw, we had Mafia versus NXZ, both Zerg players. Pig Zerg as well, if I didn't mention that. And Mafia came out on top of that 2-0, so he won $30. NXZ unfortunately didn't win anything in fourth position, and we also had like a $10 bonus prize. So one randomly selected player who participated in the major won $10, and that was Frustration. So congratulations to them all, and thank you to all the sponsors and everything that made that happen. And yeah, I mean, that's really all in that sense. The next WT Major is set for the 25th of February. That might change because it's so close to Heart of the Swarm. We're thinking we either open it up to a Beta HOTS WT Major, or we postpone it to when the third one would normally be on April the 8th, which is about a month after the Heart of the Swarm release, and pull the prizes together so we have like about a $400 Heart of the Swarm tournament. I'm pretty keen for the latter version, but who knows? It's up to the community. We're putting it out to the community. So if you guys have any thoughts or ideas, if you'd prefer another Heart of the Swarm beta kind of major, so basically two smaller events, or pull it all together for one massive event, one Heart of the Swarm hits, let me know either in the comments below, tweet at me, anything like that. So that's really all really want to talk about in that sense. I guess I probably will go over 10 minutes when I talk about this. I just want to briefly go by this. As you saw at the start, Hyding Breed, which is the team I'm with, I'm kind of part owning. We actually just recently rebranded with a new logo, just super sick. I'm so happy with this logo. For those of you who might be unaware, this was our old logo here, just here, which is one that Rear designed himself, which is, it's okay, but this is definitely that professional feel that we're after. And to kind of celebrate, we've we're offering 10% off all merchandise. No, looking at our website here, so we've had our hybrid.net for quite some time, a couple of weeks, a couple of months actually, but we haven't really pushed it or anything because it's been a work in progress. But now with a new logo and everything, we've really kind of worked on our website. The only thing that's really missing right now is these little banner part here where it's got the microphone and the keyboard. I'm actually going to be designing like these little banners, like a news banner, a roster banner, a sponsor banner, etc, etc. But overall the site is relatively finished. You can see here all our news around like book sponsorship, how we're partnering with VVV Gaming and the opening the recruitment, etc. On the roster side of things, you can see a little bit more information about myself and also Rhea. Now, I'm actually not technically 22 yet. I will be 22 on the 20th of February, so I'll leave it there. That's fine. I'll be there sooner than we know it. But yeah, that'll be a little bit of information around us, our sponsors. You can find out more information about them, our events. So for example, I was just talking about the WC Weekly Open and the Major, and I also run the Barcraft here in Adelaide, so you can find out more information about them. Any other events that were coming up, there's going to be a super sick announcement coming up very soon, so that'll come up on here as well in the events section, but that is a non-disclosure agreement right now, so you're going to have to wait at least a couple more days for that to drop. If you want to get in contact with us, here is all of our Skype, Twitter, stream, emails, all of that, and we also have our Twitters linked in on here, so you can see what we're tweeting about and everything like that. And then finally, the about section is just a little bit about when we were founded, and basically a little bit around that. So I'm really happy, excited about this website. It's a cool little professional thing that we can kind of push, and if any kind of companies look at us and be like, okay, well, they've got a website, they seem like legitimate and that kind of stuff, and we'll of course use that as the main hub of our announcements and everything like that. So big shout out to Ria, who's done a lot of the work behind the scenes for that, and yeah, that's really exciting in that sense. Trying to look at what else. I think that's really all. The only other thing around the Australian Baseball League, my work, we have our final baseball series against Canberra coming up. We have to win all 4 games, otherwise we're unlikely to make the playoffs. So that's going to be quite a big ask, but hey, we've seen bigger things in the past. So the first game is tomorrow night, and it goes all through the weekend. So yeah, fingers crossed we do well there and maybe able to make postseason. Only other thing really to report about is my ladder campaign. I'm currently high platinum. I'm versing mid to high platinums, occasionally diamonds. So I'm starting to push my point into that diamond level. And my goal is to be diamond by the end of January, start of February. I won't really actually be able to ladder for the next 5 days. I'll only be able to start laddering again from Monday the 28th, I think it is. Because that's when I finish up with the baseball series. So you can expect a couple of days of hardcore laddering there, trying to press and get that diamond there, because I think I need probably about 2 to 3 weeks to make Masters, because I want to be Masters by the 20th of February, which is my 22nd birthday. So that is all I have to report to you guys. The only other thing is the video log contest. We were asked as this week's challenge to impersonate somebody famous or a character or something like that. Now, I am terrible at impersonating people and things. I'm not very well known for it. In fact, I'm not known at all for it. So I was really struggling to try and think of someone. I asked a few friends, and they're like, well, I guess you can kind of do a good Ernie from Sesame Street. Like, hey Bert, I'm Ernie. I don't know if Ernie says more than that, or if I'm even really close, but occasionally I'll be at work and I'll just drop a, hey Bert, and one of my guys at work will laugh, so... so I don't know, that's one, and then the other one is Family Guy, Peter Griffin. Sometimes it's like on and off days I can sometimes do like his wait, that's right. That was a really bad one, by the way. Sometimes I can do like his laugh, like his giggle laugh. I'm not very happy with that one, but the Bert one was pretty good. The Ernie one, sorry, I should say. But anyway, I've just made a fool of myself. I can't do anyone. I've been looking at videos and like voice impersonators, and I can't do any of them. So definitely one of the more uncomfortable ones for me to do. But I could do Steve Irwin, but that would just be because I have an Australian accent. So I don't think that counts. And he's a top bloke, so rest in peace. He's a legend, and I feel like I'd probably disrespect him if I tried to intimidate him, tried to imitate him. So that is all. I reckon I've probably hit about 13 minutes now, with a little bit of rambling. So definitely a lot quicker than some of my other ones. So yeah, I'm gonna get off before I keep rambling. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. I got to go shave after this and get ready for a baseball series. Love you all, and shout out to Cam's mum. See you guys.